In today's video, I am talking about burnout, specifically how to avoid it as you seek your next breakthrough. There are some keys that I'm going to give you in this video. The most important one, though, it's coming at the end, so stick around for that. Now grab a pen and a notepad because we are going to break barriers and build legacy. Hey, welcome back. It's Rob, and I am here today to talk about burnout because we all can suffer from it. I have, I'm sure you have. It is not a lot of fun, and it really can get us in a frustrated state where we kind of feel like we're spinning our wheels and not really getting anywhere. That's one of those things that I want to help you avoid as best I can. So I've got some tips here, and the first one I want to talk about is that you've got to do some of this self-discovery that I talk about a lot. You've got to identify some of those invisible barriers that are holding you back. And doing this is a big deal because it gives you a starting point for where to make changes, right? If you don't understand where you're at, it's really difficult to make the right changes to get you moving in a new direction. So what am I talking about with these invisible barriers? You've heard me mention this before. I am talking about limiting beliefs. I am talking about how to overcome limiting beliefs in my performance accelerator, which I'll get to in a minute, and I want you to be a part of that. But overcoming limiting beliefs, changing those limiting beliefs so that they are supportive and so that they are helpful to you instead of hindering you. Self-sabotage is another one. That's a big one. And self-sabotage, there's a lot of causes for that. One of the most important ones to address, though, and one of the biggest reasons that we self-sabotage is fear. And fear is really the underlying factor through all of these. And I am sure that if you take a look at yourself and really understand what's going on inside, you will understand your fears as well. It's important to address them. It's important to name them. It's important to face them. I know you don't want to admit that you're afraid of anything. I totally understand that. I don't either. And I didn't want to for a long time. And then I understood the power of acknowledging our fears. Fear is normal. Fear is okay. Fear is not a bad thing. Fear can motivate us. Fear can actually help us survive. That's what it's there for. But when you let your fear dominate you, and when you let your fear keep you from doing the things that you need to do, that's where you run into problems. So it's not fear. It's the, letting fear dictate your actions, really, right? That's what we want to stay away from. That's the thing that'll kill any hope that you have of breaking through the next level, is you are allowing yourself to be played down by your fears instead of standing up to them and forcing yourself through them. The biggest way to get through any kind of fear is to do that thing. Right? If you have a fear of heights, go skydiving. All right? If you have a fear of driving, get behind the wheel and go on a road trip. All right? The things that you are afraid of, you need to do them in order to get past that fear. Otherwise, it will dominate you and you will not do the things that you need to do out of fear. And that's not where you want to be. Now, the other thing you can't do is just try harder. And this is another thing, this is another idea that a lot of us kind of, subscribe to, I guess, is, is work hard, right? Work hard, work harder when things aren't going quite your way. You need to put in more effort. You need to work harder on it, right? That is, in athletics, what we call pressing. And that's not going to get you anywhere, all right? What you need to do is take a step back and think of strategic progress that you can make. Be strategic about it, right? Life, as they say, isn't checkers, it's chess, right? In chess, you strategize and you think ahead and you plan for contingencies in case the opponent does something that you aren't expecting. You expect it, right? So there isn't anything that they can do that you don't expect. That's the idea. And that's the same thing we need to do in life, right? That's why chess is such a great metaphor for life, is because this strategic progress that we need to make, this is going to far outweigh any kind of trying harder or any kind of extra effort you're going to put in. Work smart, not hard, right? That's the key. So strategic progress. Think about it. Plan it out. Figure out what you can do to make the right moves to get you where you want to go instead of just going out there and brute force trying as hard as you can. Okay? And that kind of leads me to my third point, and this is going to ruffle some feathers, and this is going to be a little controversial maybe, but stop the hustle. All right? Stop the hustle. Now, I'm a huge advocate of working hard and hustling, okay? But I'm also a huge advocate of working smart, all right? Like I just talked about with the strategic progress that you need to make and the strategic planning that you need to do, okay? Stop the hustle. And I don't mean shut it down completely, but what I mean is the 24/7 grind and the always having to do something, be somewhere, go somewhere. Knock that off and give yourself some time, some respite, give yourself some rest, give yourself some relaxation, some recovery time, okay? Because recovery time is what prevents the burnout. Recovery time, relaxing, resting, spending time with family and loved ones, doing things that you enjoy, and not always being so caught up in the grind, it's necessary because it's going to let you relax a little and then recharge to be able to come back stronger the next time. All right. And that's the biggest key to avoiding burnout specifically is you got to stop the hustle. I don't mean permanently. I just mean from time to time. Right? Now, if you want to dive deeper into any of this stuff, I invite you to come over to the website. It's www.yoursoulsource.com. That is where I have my Performance Accelerator program. I mentioned it earlier. It's a 3-day intensive. It's free. You get to take part in that. You get to participate by emailing me, and I will email you, and we can have some conversation. And I also will meet with you once you are finished with that 3-day intensive, and we can go over some specifics to your situation. So I invite you over to the website to check that out. Remember that excellence is a decision. We have to make that decision every day. We have to commit to excellence, and I will see you in the next video.
I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.